What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist. Yes, you can have a favorite narcissist, y'all. Lee Hammock, also known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. If this is your first time, seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, like myself, 4 years strong, and then also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. Today's episode is going to be about healthy conflict. Healthy conflict in a relationship versus in a narcissistic relationship. In a healthy relationship, normal relationship versus being in a toxic relationship or a narcissistic relationship. So, what I mean by healthy conflict is there is a level of healthy conflict in every single solitary relationship. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but when I'm talking to people over Zoom, y'all know I do my one-on-ones over Zoom and whatnot. One of the main things I see as a red flag that people don't realize is a red flag is when they say they never argue. We never argue. You unless y'all are carbon copies of each other, you're not going to see eye to eye on every single solitary issue. If you never ever argue, if you never ever fuss, if there's never ever any conflict, that means one person is being subservient or submissive to the other person and is avoiding something. One person or both people are not expressing themselves for whatever reason. You just want to be, you just want to be compliant and you don't want to argue. You want the viewpoint of a perfect relationship. But there is a level of healthy conflict in every relationship because it is literally impossible, y'all, to see eye to eye on every single thing. Identical twin. What did I just say? Identical twins do the same, the same egg and sperm are going to have conflict. So there is no way on God's green earth that you are not going to have conflict in your relationship. It is an inevitability. I can't even talk today, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just stop trying to use words with more than 3 syllables because I'm butchering them today. But yeah, literally, that's my podcasters, you can't see this, but my people on YouTube, you can see this. That's a red flag right there. Waving my little red flag. I got some new red flags, y'all. I'm waving the red flag right now because a lot of times there is a level of healthy conflict with every single thing. You can't, if you're in a toxic relationship and you feel like your voice isn't being heard and you're scared to voice your opinion, that is a red flag because that is you stifling yourself for the relationship. And a lot of times you're gonna see a lot of people out here today that will agree with that. One person should stifle themselves, especially especially the misogynists. So this is not just a man thing. I said especially the misogynistic people, especially them, but not only them. So this is not an attack on men, but misogyny, yes. Think about it especially the misogynists, they feel like women should just be subordinate anyway and submissive anyway and not argue and fuss and fight with your man. You know how that goes right there. Especially the misogynist. If you're not a misogynist, you should not take offense to that because you don't think like that. But if you're a misogynist and think that a woman should just shut the hell up and know her place and whatever the man says goes, then yeah, that's directed towards you and that should hurt your damn feelings. And I was like, Lee, you're a narcissist. How can you not be a misogynist? Because I was raised by all women, y'all. It's damn near impossible for me to be a misogynist because my mom is a strong woman. My mom is a strong black woman. My aunts are strong black women. My grandma was a strong black woman. My grandmas, my aunts, what I mean? I didn't really have a dominant male figure in my life. Honestly, you think about it, I honestly didn't have a dominant male figure in my life. Women were. So this is how I know how powerful women are. But no, I'm not a simp or anything like that. I just respect women to the level. I just know women can accomplish major things on this planet. And they have, and they are going to continue. I married a strong woman. My wife is a strong woman. She is. I like strong women. All narcissists are not attracted to, if male narcissists are not just attracted to weak women. I love a strong woman because I was raised around strong women. You go to what you know. My wife was super independent, executive for a nice company in Cary, and things like that. She was, and she was a boss. I like boss. I like independent women. But back to the topic at hand. Yeah, healthy conflict, y'all. So if one person is just being quiet for the sake of being quiet, that is not a good relationship. People are like, we never argue. We never argue. Why not? I always ask you, why don't you argue? And that's what you call it. I talked to a woman the other day, and she was like, and her narcissistic partner ended up leaving her, and she was curious as to why. She was like, we never ever argue, never. And I just asked her, why not? And she just got kind of silent. She's like, I don't know, it just nothing ever just came up. I like, so did you agree on every single thing? She said, no. Then how did you not argue? She's like, once that person's like, I guess she saw him arguing on the phone one day with his mom or somebody, and she saw the type of person he was, like how explosively angry he could get. So she would avoid. She would, if anything, she needed to ask something that wasn't in line with his viewpoint, she would avoid it, and she thought that was a healthy relationship. Instead, she just started arguing. She just avoided arguing. When she would go through his phone or something like that and see stuff on his phone, she wouldn't bring it up because she didn't want to argue. But you see, they never argue. You see how they look right there? And we never argue because you didn't want to say anything. Because one of you or both of you felt stifled. It's typically one of you. If you were the narcissist, it's typically going to be you. You don't argue a lot because you don't want to talk. Maybe you started off arguing and being confrontational, but now you've been beaten down mentally, sometimes physically, into submission. If you've been physically beaten down, goodness gracious, go to the police. Yeah, I mean, I know. I put it on record, y'all. There's been physical violence in the house. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. But literally, that's how it goes, y'all. Like, literally, that's the mindset right there. Like, we never argue. And a narcissist, narcissists, y'all, it's gonna sound weird, but sometimes narcissists like confrontation. Sometimes they seek it out. They want to argue. They want to get their rage out, their anger out of their systems. So if you just are being a yes man or a yes woman, then they're gonna go find somebody else they can argue with and be confrontational with. They got you at home to say nothing, to kind of be a doormat. They're gonna go out and argue with somebody else, the side chick, side dude, somebody at work, somebody on the streets, somebody at the bar, because they don't get it at home. Healthy conflict is not a bad thing, y'all. There should be a level of healthy conflict in a relationship. But if you feel like you don't argue and you don't fuss and fight because you have that fear, that kind of built-in fear, that learned fear, that there's going to be a huge blow up, then that is not a healthy relationship, y'all. I think a lot of times narcissistic people like myself, we stifle you. We set to stifle you out. So we're going to argue sometimes, but not the arguments will go downhill. They're going to be less and less and less. You're going to be walking on eggshells. You're walking on eggshells, but you don't. You're walking on eggshells, but you never argue. You never fuss and fight. Healthy conflict is a good thing, y'all. And I know people are like, Lee, where do you learn these terms at? So when I'm talking to people, that's why I like doing one-on-ones, y'all, because when I'm talking to people one-on-one, literally, when I'm talking to people one-on-one, like, I listen to them. When I'm listening, when y'all hear me say, I learned this, when y'all hear me say at the end of my videos and YouTube sometimes, my podcast, when as much as y'all learn from me, I learn even more from y'all. That's true, because when I'm talking to you and I'm reading your comments, I'm learning more about myself, because it kind of triggers memories in my head. I'm like, oh, and I have aha moments, and I write it down, and I'll do a video on it. So the other day, this is how the perspective I'll be offering y'all. I talk to clinical psychologists all the time on my one-on-ones. When I'm doing my one-on-ones, not only am I talking to survivors and victims, I'm talking to psychologists as well that are also survivors and victims and thrivers. I do. I talk to them as well. You know what I mean? I talk to them as well. That's literally what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, because everybody, some people, like, even the psychologists and the doctors sometimes miss the red flags, y'all. Because sometimes, some of them, they know everything. It's impossible for them to not know. Like, this is not a red flag. I'm a psychologist. Got you a narcissist. Surprise. You mean, surprise, gotcha. You a narcissist. Yep, gotcha. It's too late now, you're pregnant. We got a baby on the way. Or they're pregnant. You know what I mean? Slow down. Slow down. It's not funny, y'all. I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at myself because I'm stupid, y'all. I'm super goofy. That's why I tell people it's a personality disorder. This is my personality, y'all see. The funny person, that's my personality. It's just disordered. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own personality. That's why you go check out Ben Taylor at Raw Motivations. You go check out Sarah at Cluster B Milkshake. We all probably have the same personality disorder. we're all different levels on the spectrum, but we all have our own personalities. Sarah is just outright, she's just cluster B milkshake is the truth, y'all. I'm telling y'all, go follow her page. She gonna trigger you, but she's hilarious. She's funny, but she's gonna trigger you. She's gonna cut you out, and she's gonna keep it real with you from her perspective. I promise you. I love it. I love her stuff, y'all. I'm glad like she got started. I'm gonna help her build her page up as high as it can go. But people, people come to me like, whoa, Lee, yeah, she's got some stuff going on. Like, yeah, she's a milkshake. She's cluster B milkshake. Like, she got a lot of stuff going on. She's not just a narcissist. She'll tell you that straight up. She's being honest with you. But she's legit though. Go check out our Cluster B milkshake on all platforms. Just like it's spelled, Cluster B milkshake. But yeah, that's how it goes though, y'all. But like, there's a level of healthy conflict in every single relationship. If you feel like you're avoiding conflict, then that is not a healthy relationship. If you feel like you can go tell your friends and stuff like that, we never argue, fuss, or fight. That's not a flex. That's not the flex that you think it is. Could it be a flex? Very rarely. Yeah, we always agree on stuff. You might have found you might not have found your soul mate. You might have found your soul in somebody else. This might be your soul. There's not even y'all not matings of soul. Y'all not mating souls. This is your soul. If you never fuss and fight and argue because you automatically agree on everything. We finish each other's sandwiches. This is what I was gonna say. You wasn't gonna say that, Hans. You were not gonna say sandwiches. You were gonna say we're gonna finish each other's sentences. You lying. You see that right there? Anna, you see the healthy conflict in movies right there, y'all. Frozen. Anna knew that man was lying. We finished each other's sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say. She could have stopped the song right there and be like, you weren't gonna say sandwiches. This is impossible. He was lying. You see right there? Anna avoided the conflict right there. Hans, why you lie? You ain't gonna say sandwiches. Why just be truthful with me right now? I was gonna say that. Prove to me I wasn't gonna say that. That's for a whole different movie, y'all. I have a whole different video right there. Hans of the Southern Isles was a narcissist from Frozen. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. I know I babbled on a little bit longer than I normally do. I'm super thankful for y'all. Again, as much as y'all learn from me, I learn even more from y'all, and I mean that. These videos come from the ideas that y'all give me. I read the comments. I try to read all the comments, y'all, but I don't think a lot of people realize if you follow me on one platform, you think that's my only platform. I have 1.3 million people who follow my TikTok. I get thousands of comments on TikTok every day. I have 48,000 on my Instagram. I have 123,000 on my YouTube, and I have 60,000 on my Facebook page. So every platform is growing, and I get messages and comments from every single. Oh yeah, it's just I try to read the comments that I can. You know what I mean? So be patient with me. If you send me a message, you see me a comment, I'm gonna try to get to it. If I get to it, I promise you I'll respond to it. I'm super thankful for y'all though. Keep the comments coming. I'll make videos off of them. I really truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Like and subscribe for more, of course. Until then, this is out. Peace.